Hi, friends. Amanda Douglas back again. And probably with one of my most favorite people on the planet ever. So I have Caroline here. And as you know, most of you probably saw in the post, this one is kind of something a little bit unique. I wanted to share with you something that I've used kind of in my personal journey of personal development and specifically energy healing, which was something that was totally new to me, right, Caroline? The minute we met, and what I loved about her the most is she's like, I'm going to explain all this stuff to you. You're probably going to think I'm totally bonkers, but just go with it. And I'm like, okay. And thanks to Aaron Luden, if he's tuning in, he definitely was the one who connected us, and I knew Aaron was doing an amazing job. I've always been big about feeling other people's energy, and I was like, Aaron, like, what have you been doing? Like, seriously, tell me. I need this in my life. I've got to have what you're doing. And I got introduced to Caroline, and I was like, you know what? Let's try it. So I think it said 6 months, but I think it's been more like 8 months of hurting. And just specifically for me, where I was kind of in business was I felt very much like an operator when we first started. I was definitely like still in the business, very burnt out and not really feeling very like clear on, I knew I was making the right decisions, but I wanted more clarity. And when we talked about Pranic Healing, you talked a lot about, clearing negative energies, especially from other people. And it's no secret our industry is very competitive. So this is something that was very appealing for me. And I just went all in. And, I'm really excited to share it with you guys. And I hope that you'll take what she says. And we're just going to kind of talk about what Pranic Healing is. And if it's something that appeals to you, I definitely highly recommend it. So, Caroline, I want you to introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. And Amanda, thank you so much for having me. It's been an amazing pleasure to work with you and your team over the last couple months. So for those of you that don't know, my name is Caroline Noone. I've been a pranic healer for the last 5 years. And it's honestly been something that has absolutely changed my life. I'm also an acupuncturist by trade and profession, but now I do full-time pranic healing for entrepreneurs. And it's honestly something that I'm just so excited to share with everyone because it's changed my life profoundly on multiple levels. And so basically, pranic healing is really a comprehensive system of energy tools to be able to improve your life on all levels. So it was created by my teacher, the founder of pranic healing, Matthew Huxley. And it's just been, as I mentioned, it really is just a comprehensive system of energy healing tools, whether you're experiencing something physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, even financially. It's basically how to use energy to be able to improve your life on all levels. So that's what I do for myself, for my family, for my clients, my loved ones, and it's just been an amazing journey.
Yeah. So our journey has been fun, and Caroline can probably tell you, most people don't know, I'm a very like high functioning introvert. So I normally am very shy. I don't really open up to a lot of people, and we really instantly connected. And that's something that was huge for me because, I don't have, a business coach or a life coach, and you've been something that, and you don't actually tell me what to do. You more or less help me clear my chakras, right? So I make clearer decisions. So kind of tell us about like what that process is, and I can tell you from a personal experience, like the minute we do a healing session, and whether it's 45 minutes and sometimes we've gone over, just depending on what we've talked about, what's going on, but I instantly feel lighter, and I feel like I can like make very clear decisions and be very decisive, which is not something that's normal for me. And like I said, I'm a very high functioning introvert, and I do a lot of speaking and a lot of lives, but that doesn't really like drive me. What drives me is helping make very good decisions for my team. And I think that's where you really help me clear all the energies and specifically cutting cords, right? So kind of tell us what that's about.
Got it. So essentially, when I work with people, I'm really just the energetic support for entrepreneurs. So, for example, I have no idea how a title company works, so I'm not necessarily coaching you on that, but my zone of genius really is the energy support. So being able to understand the energy through pranic healing. So basically, pranic healing being super comprehensive, what Master Choa did is he took these really ancient energy techniques and he was able to synthesize them and be able to really package them in a very simple and effective manner so that anybody could understand. So he basically explains that whenever you have a thought or a feeling, really that's a frequency of energy. So whenever you're experiencing stress or overwhelm or burnout, as you mentioned, which is a huge thing for entrepreneurs and just kind of people in general, like the high achievers, that's kind of the tendency. Whenever we have stress or anxiety, that's really, it's almost like the comic books, like how in the comic they literally have that energy bubble. So that's what it looks like when you have different emotions. So when you have stress, anxiety, or worry, or you're worried about taking care of your team, all that stuff is populated within your aura and within your chakras. For those of you that don't know, your aura is basically your own energy field around you, and your chakras are different energy centers that help different forms of functioning for different levels. So essentially what I do is that based on the pranic healing techniques, if someone is stressed, Master Choa made it so easy that he said, okay, when someone is experiencing stress, once you learn the techniques, all you have to do is follow this protocol and be able to remove the stress energy from these particular areas and these particular chakras. If someone's experiencing anxiety or overwhelm or financial blockages, they get stored here. So what I do is I'll just follow the techniques that I learned in healing, being able to remove those old energies. When you do that, it's basically like your aura. It's pretty much like your windshield to the world. So imagine you're driving a car and your windshield is really dirty, it's really foggy. Your ability to see the course that you're on is going to be difficult. You're going to have to see through all that mud and really be like, where am I going? Where's the road? So your aura is the same way. When you have that stress that overwhelms different energies, either from yourself or that you picked up from other people around you, that's basically how you're perceiving the world, how you're perceiving the business, that's where you're making your decisions from. So with pranic healing, when we can clean out that energy, clean out those old thoughts, emotions, etc., it allows you, as you mentioned, to be able to see things clearly and be able to be open to new possibilities. So a lot of times when we're stressed out, we're like, this is the one way this is going to work. And it's like, there's infinite possibilities of how that could work. We just don't see them because of our point of attraction is at.
Yeah, that's great. I'm going to have headphones. I know somebody just mentioned there's a little bit of an echo.
I do have headphones.
That works. Thanks, Jenny. We'll see if that works. But as you mentioned with the aura and the energy, and for me, from personal experience, again, like my mom, of course, she's my mom, but she always told me, she's like, Amanda, you have such a good intuition. You have a very good gut about people, and I'm very good at reading energies, and can typically walk into a room and think like there's something off, right? Which has really helped me build my team and really be able to dig into my team and what's, not even with business, but what's personally going on with them. And I think Pranic Healing has helped me tremendously be able to pick up on energies even more. And, I want to specifically talk about, when we do like the meditation. So meditation for me has always been very difficult. But the meditation that we do specifically, or the meditation on Twin Hearts, is something that I do. And I'm such a good visualizer. So if you're a good visualizer, this is a great meditation because it's very much like blessing the whole world, blessing your competitors, blessing the industry, blessing everyone, and just being more prosperous and abundant. Can you kind of explain what that is?
Yeah. So the meditation on Twin Hearts, for one, can you hear me better?
Yeah, so much better. Okay.
So the meditation on Twin Hearts really is a meditation that Master Choa brought back, and it's really a fundamental part of the pranic healing system. But what I love about it is I hear one of the first things my clients tell me is I'm not good at meditating. And I'm like, not all meditations are created equal. So essentially what's happening is that whenever you sit down to meditate, as I mentioned, those little stress bubbles or any of the thoughts or feelings in your aura, when you're busy throughout the day and your focus is outwards, like I'm going to be focusing on this, I'm going to be doing this, this is my goal, you don't really pay attention to your own thoughts and emotions because you're focused outwards. So what happens is that when people try to sit down and meditate, it's all that stuff that they haven't processed comes to the surface. So then for someone that hasn't meditated before, that's really overwhelming. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't sit still, because when you sit still, all those energies come to the surface. So with meditation on Twin Hearts, one of my favorite things about it is essentially the way it works is you're activating two specific chakras, so the heart and the crown, and you're blessing the earth. So when you're blessing the earth and when you're activating the heart and the crown chakra, basically it activates this massive amount of energy downflow coming through you. So what happens is that it flushes out that stress, that negative emotions, those negative thoughts. So it actually makes it easier for you to be able to sit still with yourself, with everything that you're experiencing, to flush out those old things, whether they be pain, trauma, stress, whatever it may be, anything that you're thinking or going through. But also the act of blessing the earth is generating massive amounts of good karma. So we all need as much good karma as we can possibly get, right? Especially in business, being able to bless other business people, blessing the whole earth, every person, every being. As you give, you shall receive. So this is our way of energetically giving, being able to be of planetary service. It's an amazing way to help everything that's going on right now. Energetically, I know that we're all confined to our homes right now, but really being able to bless the earth, bless businesses, bless people that are affected with COVID-19, bless sick people. And the really great thing is that the meditation on Twin Hearts, there's actually a link available on YouTube. So it's as simple as literally just pressing play, and that's it. You don't have to understand anything that's going on. Basically just being able to press play and participate is the best way to get the benefits. But it's it's pretty much like your energy shower. So we take a shower for our physical body. This is a way to continuously clean off your energy throughout the day.
I love that. And I love it because it's definitely, like I said, a visualization thing. And, you visualize this like ball of white light, just like flushing out your whole body. And it truly does work. And what I also love about Pranic Healing is they believe there are more chakras than just the original 7, right? So you kind of go even deeper, specifically going into like prosperity, which I think is so important when you're flushing out, your chakras that have to do with prosperity and business, and in your personal and business life is super important. So kind of explain to us, the difference between the 7 and then 11, right? And Pranic. Yeah.
So essentially when the chakra system was being brought over to the West, there were different things that had to be considered for safety purposes. So it's not that one is wrong and one is right. There's just different layers of looking at things. So I know that different modalities use 7, not saying that they're wrong, just a different aspect, a different viewpoint. So essentially with Pranic Healing, they really brought forth that, we have different correlations. So we have the front solar plexus right here, which is where we store any stress, any emotion, but we also have the back solar plexus. So this is more like daily stress, stuff that, traffic, something that happened today in your business, a phone call that you had. And the back is more stuff that you've been carrying on for, since childhood, since your ex-husband, whatever it may be. So there's different correlations there. So that's another added chakra. The other aspect of that is that in order to be like safe, what happened is that when they brought over the 7 chakras, there were certain chakras within our system, especially the Meng chakra located behind your belly button, where if you actually activated that too much, it could give someone really high blood pressure and potentially a stroke. So when the 7 chakra system was brought over, they had to consider safety, and really being able to address just where the people were at. So with Pranic Healing, we use 11, so it goes a bit deeper. What you mentioned is the prosperity chakra, the basic chakra, that's located at the base of our spine. Sorry, I'm hearing a little bit of feedback. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear like that. And then yeah.
Got it. So with the basic chakra, which is located at the base of our spine, essentially that's the center of dynamism. That's the center of, physical activity, prosperity, and abundance. So one of my favorite things that I do with entrepreneurs is I'm always targeting inner peace, prosperity, and connecting to your greater sense of purpose. So my 3 Ps are my pillars, but one of my favorite things to do is really being able to remove any financial blocks from the prosperity center. So from the basic chakra. So essentially that can be different for everybody. Some people can receive a lot of money, but the way that they do it is exhausting. It's overwhelming. They lead to burnout. There's this belief in the entrepreneur.
I'm familiar to a lot of people listening.
It's really an energetic belief. So what happens is that we get told, like, if you want to make money, you have to work really hard. You have to, every next level of your life is going to be so much harder and difficult. And it's like, well, I'm all about working smarter and not harder. So that's why I really love using Pranic Healing for entrepreneurs, because once we have the energy aspect of our life, we can remove those old programs of you have to work really hard. And when I've done that for people, people have received money with ease and out of nowhere. They've been able to sign on bigger clients without necessarily even making a phone call, or like just really random sources that our mind can't equate, because our mind is like, oh, if I want more money, then I have to do all these things in order to receive money. But if you're in the energetic vibration of abundance, you can receive money in abundance from really anywhere. So that's one of the basic things about really healing the basic chakra.
Yeah, and I love that. And I can, again, from personal experience, attest to that. And not even specifically money, but something you and I talk about all the time is receiving opportunities. Mm-hmm. And, if you're blocked on that abundance and you're blocked on that, a lot of people have a weird feeling towards money or talking about money. And if you have those blocks, you're not receiving any opportunities to make money. And, even more specifically, it's no secret when you and I started working together, like back to back, I had opportunities of like buyouts and mergers that I was like, they just kind of came to me, like just fell in I was like, this really works. So when you kind of clear it all out and you're like, I can do this and I can receive amazing opportunities, it definitely is a different experience. So I love that part of it. And you did I did a Zoom kind of training with my team, and they're now obsessed with you as well. It's so funny. Jody, she's probably listening, but we always talk about, different like decisions with sales. And then Jody will be like, what did Caroline say? And I'm like, well, she's not a psychic. I'm like, but she's telling me to make a good decision. So, but even with Pranic Healing, you and I, we only meet every other week now. And sometimes once a month. In the beginning, we were meeting once a week. But you give a lot of tools and techniques to be able to do things on your own and to be able to kind of clear your own energies, and something you did for my team too. So can you kind of talk about any like free resources or things that people can do at home?
Yeah. So I think one of the biggest things right now, and for anybody watching, I highly encourage you to kind of do this with me, but I want to show you guys what different energies feel like. So if you guys can just activate your hands, basically use your thumb, press the center of your palm, and then press the center of your palm like this. Amanda, you've done this with me before, but use one hand, take one hand and verbally say into this hand, say fear, 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 fear. So you say fear 5 times. In the other hand, say happiness, 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 happiness. So then go like this, just kind of weigh your hands and see if you feel a difference. So what happens is generally when you have the fear, it feels heavier. If you went into that, okay, now raise your hands to go like this, basically just to remove any of the stagnant energies on your hands. But the point of that, and I highly encourage somebody to try that hasn't done that with me before, because it really shows that different energy frequencies have different weight. So my biggest suggestion really is to be able to, on a mental level, being able to mentally be aware of your thoughts. So if you're someone that, if you find yourself worried about money right now, or if you're worried, if you're stressed about your team or something, really being able to switch that to a state of gratitude as soon as you acknowledge your mental thoughts. So if like, I don't know where I'm going to get this money from, I don't know where I'm going to get this money, being able to switch that to thank you for the money. Thank you for the opportunities. Thank you for the inner peace. Whatever it is that you need, being able to say thank you for instead is one of the entry-level ways of being able to really take care of yourself mentally and being able to continuously raise your vibration. So that's something just to check kind of with yourself throughout the day. Another thing that you can do, as I mentioned with the meditation on twin hearts, that's one of my favorite go-tos. I start out with that every single morning. It's a way to just flush out any of the stress from the day, being able to remove any negative thoughts, negative emotions from myself, and also that I picked up from other people, which is so important right now, because if you're watching the news, if you're going to the grocery store, if you're doing all this stuff, people are freaking out right now, you know, so you can feel totally fine. You go to these places, you connect to the news, et cetera, and all of a sudden you start going down that worry spiral, or you start stressing out, and it was never yours to begin with. So being able to do the meditation on twin hearts, what I'll do is I'll put the link down below in the comments so that people can go to that one. That particular meditation, I think it's like 13 minutes or something on the YouTube, on the free YouTube with Master Co, one of my mentors. And so being able to do that 13 minutes every morning is a great way to take care of your energy. If you're someone that wants to learn even more about pranic healing, specifically how to heal yourself, Master Co also has a really phenomenal free video out right now. I'll link that below as well. But it's about being able to heal your respiratory system. So right now, with everything going on, people are freaking out about, you know, just anything. So being able to really remove those energies from your different chakras, it's all in that video. It's an amazing resource to be able to learn how to clean your chakras, how to remove the dirty energy from your chakras, being able to put in healthy, fresh energy. So those are really my go-to, being able to start the day with gratitude, being able to start the day with the meditation on twin hearts. If you're someone that wants to learn specifically how to do pranic healing, that's a great free resource. And when stuff starts to open back up, really being able to go to a pranic healing class if that's something that you're interested in doing.
Yeah, I love that. And then and again, because I struggled with meditation, like you said, most of your clients, when they come to you, struggle with meditation. What I love about Pranic Healing is that, you know, Master Co has a ton of different meditations specifically, and a lot of them are free on YouTube that you can just kind of walk through. But again, they're very guided, you know, they're specific, and they're very like guided about what you're talking about and what you're wanting to clear out. Really helped me, you know, focus and actually sit down and meditate and get through it. So that's really important. One other thing that you did with the team that I really wanted to touch on that I think, you know, you just talked about picking up other people's negative energy, especially in a time like this. And we talk about having cords connected to people, whether they're good cords or bad cords, but the way that we attach to other people and how we cut cords and know what energy is ours and what energy is not.
Yeah, so that's another thing that, for the sake of time, I'll send you guys to that resource via Master Co. But essentially what cords are is that whenever we are interacting with anybody, so even now, like anybody on this live that's watching us is connecting to us, we're a source of energy, so people are connecting to us. So what happens is that there are different energy connections, whether they be positive or negative, and even with one person, you can have many of those cords. So say, for example, with your mom, you can have a great relationship with your mom, and then there's certain things that are like, that drives me nuts when my mom does that, you know? So they're even within that cord, there's positive aspects and negative aspects. So when in pranic healing, one of my favorite things about pranic healing, well, for one, is that every single thing has a purpose. So because Master Choa was an engineer by trade, even with the meditation twin hearts, every aspect of pranic healing, all of this has been energetically validated. So over the course of like many decades, he did so many energy experiments being an engineer that we really know why we're doing something, how to do it, and what the result is. So a lot of it isn't, you don't have to be sensitive, you don't have to be intuitive. It's really all about just learning the why and the how, and being able to implement that to be able to produce a certain result in your life. So that's why I love the meditation on twin hearts, as you were mentioning about really being the guided sense, because every single aspect of even that meditation has a purpose. So there's no fluff in the pranic healing system. It's like, this is what it is. This is what it's going to do for you. This is how it's going to help. And especially with cutting cords. So being able to, with the cords, it's like how to be able to take care of your energy. So I am a acupuncturist by profession. They never taught us anything about energy hygiene. So I was like, what? And what's really interesting is that a lot of acupuncturists, a lot of doctors, a lot of people like that take care of people in the healthcare system end up experiencing burnout. They end up experiencing illness, stuff like that. I know I felt that throughout school. So the most brilliant thing about pranic healing is the energy hygiene component, one of the aspects being cutting cords. So when you're able to cut the cords or disconnect, which you guys can learn in the Master Co video that I'll link below, it's really being able to come back to your center and be like, okay, this is my energy. When you're connected to lots of people, say, for example, when I do a mastermind call or something for however many people, sometimes afterwards I'm experiencing like anxiety or worry about something. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not anxious. I'm not worried. And I'm sure you guys can relate to that in terms of like business calls or something. Like it may not be your version of scarcity or something, but the other person is worried about money. So then all of a sudden you start picking up on it and being like, what's happening here? So when you can cut the cords, it's really being able to just keep your energy your own so that you can really navigate your own life and fulfill your own mission versus being kind of pulled in so many different directions.
Yeah, I love that. And you couldn't have said it more perfect. And I think right now is such an important time that we're all seeking more clarity. We're all, seeking more direction and making sure that we're staying centered and still like working towards our purpose. And that's why for me, this has been so great. And I'm sure the viewers will either think that I'm completely cuckoo after this or will actually go on to it. But it's funny, after we met, I went to a Tony Robbins event and I'm obsessed with Tony Robbins from a personal development standpoint. And you had mentioned, my mentor is Master Co, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like 2 days later, I texted you and I was like, we're literally sitting in a section that says Master Co. Like the whole world, it was just very bizarre the way that it worked out. But he's actually Tony Robbins' Pranic Healer, right? Master Co. And that's who is your mentor.
Yes. So Master Co is my mentor. He's Tony Robbins' healer. And I really look at that as like such a testament to the potency of pranic healing because Tony has access to anything and everything in the world, and the fact that he trusts Master Co enough, has gotten results with Master Co. Now Master Co leads the meditation on Twin Hearts to 15,000 people at the UPW. And like, that's another testament to the meditation on Twin Hearts and the potency of the system that Master Choa created. So it's really, there's so many, and that's the thing too, is like I always tell people, just try it out. So within the pranic healing system, you don't have to want to be a healer. You don't have to understand any of this. It's really just being able to use energy to improve your life, whether you're an engineer, whether you're a banker, an entrepreneur, a healer, a stay-at-home mom. Like, it is really such an easy system to learn and being able to implement to improve your life. So one of my biggest things is, just trying it out. If you do the meditation on Twin Hearts and you realize, my stress level was a level 9 and now it's a level 4. Well, that's great. You didn't really have to understand how it worked or being able to knock it. You just experience it and, really being able to compound from there. So I just highly encourage everyone to try it out.
Yeah. And I'll say again, I was definitely very much a skeptic, especially with meditation, even though, I know it's great for you, but I was like, what do I have to lose, right? I'm just going to try it and see if it works for me. And, again, I'm a very high functioning, not only introvert, but also very ADHD. So I can get distracted easily. So if I can sit through a 45-minute or an hour session with you, I think anybody could definitely. But, I haven't met anybody that does pranic healing that, I didn't just want to be around. You can, when you want to be around people with good energy and, especially even now on Zoom calls, like I can literally feel people's energy through Zoom calls. And it was funny because when we did the one with my team, there was specifically one person on the Zoom call. I saw her on video and like, I could feel she was just so into it. And it was very weird. Like I really connected with her and I called her right after and she was like, yeah, that literally was like everything. I needed that in my life right now. And so it's just funny how even through Zoom, which is our new virtual world, you can connect with people on such a different level through energy. So I think energy is everything. And, if you as real estate agents or entrepreneurs are taking your business virtually, completely right now, work on yourselves and work on your energy and just, give it a try, because your clients that's all they're going to be able to feel, right, through the screen. And they're like, I think she's about to jump through the screen at me. There's so much good, positive energy. We'll just need that right now. And that's why I really wanted to bring you on, just to share, my personal journey and what it is. So if you would definitely, we have a couple people asking you to leave your information. I know you do private lessons, but you're very specific with people that you work with. So definitely reach out to her, if she has some open spots. I know you're typically very full, but there are other opportunities, I'm sure, that you can connect with people on, or even send them to different resources.
Yeah, so if I can touch on that real quick.
Yeah, of course.
So I work with specifically millennial entrepreneurs or heart-centered entrepreneurs, but Pranic Healing really has something for everyone. So if you're someone watching and you need physical healing, or you're experiencing whatever it is that you're experiencing, there are hundreds of thousands of pranic healers all over the world. So if you want to connect to a center near you, you can either Google, you can reach out to me. If you're not an entrepreneur, if you're not looking for one-to-one help on that kind of level, I'm always happy to connect someone to a center, to another healer that would be a good fit for them. If you're an entrepreneur looking for one-on-one help, we can connect and see if that's a good fit for us. But yeah, really being able, there are so many different healers that I just really want to connect everybody to the right fit for them. And yeah, so just reach out to me. My Instagram is Caroline Noone. So I do a lot of my stuff through there, but also through Facebook here at Caroline Noone. You guys can just message me. I'm just happy to give people as much information, or really connect them to what they need and who they need, and depending on what your needs are.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Caroline. I hope you guys see why I love her so much, and you can just feel her energy, and that she has such a great heart and love for people and helping them grow. So I really appreciate everything you do. And she'll leave all those details below. And thank you guys for tuning in. So
Thank you for having me.
Bye.